He needs to go to the Championship, maybe a middle-class Championship club, top six, and to realise where he can be, because, you know, you look at his age now, he's at that point where he needs to be getting regular first-team football. What's going on? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. I hope you're all doing really well. So again, I'm back on FIFA 18 and I'm now going to look at Newcastle United's reserves. So the reserves are the players who are trying to break into the Rafa Benitez's current first team. Which players that I've chosen in the squad has potential to get into Rafa's team? You let me know down below in the description with the players that I've chosen. You might agree to disagree. That's why I let you know your opinions down below in the comments. As you can see down below here, I've got the first team from last night that I chose. My first team that I would pick on FIFA 18. You let me know what players you would pick. Again, it's agree to disagree. You might not agree with the players that I've chosen, but if you want to see the video, I'll leave a link down below in the description so you can go and check that out. There's a mix of silvers and golds there as well. So again, if you look at this team here, we've gone with a 4-4-1-1 formation. It's the same as the first team, as both like to play the same way. Rafa Benitez wants to allow the reserves to get to know the 4-4-1-1 formation to when they break into Rafa Benitez's first team, when that remains to be seen. So again, you can see with the one striker up front, with another striker supporting. Then obviously we've got the two wingers here. Then we've got the two centre mids with the four at the back, and then with the goalkeeper. As you can see as well, I've gone with Eddie Howe in goal. You're asking why have I not got Peter Beardsley? Well, you can't get Peter Beardsley on this game. He is our current reserve team coach. He's not exactly having the best of seasons at the moment with the reserves, but I'm sure in time the reserves will pick it up in the next couple of games. I've gone with Eddie Howe as he's a young manager working with a young team. I thought it would be fitting with his style of play. Again, he's worked through the ranks. You know, he's gone through the non-league, the League 2, League 1 Championship, taking Bournemouth to the promised land of the Premier League, and he knows what it takes to work with the reserves and stuff. And I think it would only be fitting putting him in goal. Putting him as the manager. And I think as well he's one with England managerial expectations in the next couple of seasons. And I think as well, I think keeping Rafa Benitez in the first team, dealing with them matters, is the right thing to do. So anyway, in goal, well, you all know who I'm going to pick. I've gone with Freddie Woodman. Now, Freddie Woodman won the World Cup at England over the summer. I think he's a one with potential. He's a bit like Fraser Forster, who was at the club for a large period of time, got a few loan deals, didn't really get a game, and now he's obviously went on loan to Celtic, went to Southampton. Look where he is now. You know, he's getting first team football. I think with this guy, this guy's got potential to push on at Newcastle. I think winning the World Cup, you know, he's one of our hottest prospects. A guy with potential to get into the first team maybe in the next 3 or 4 seasons. The reason I say 3 or 4 seasons is because at the moment we've got Rob Elliott, Carl Darlow. He's going to struggle to get into Rafa Benitez's first team, and obviously Rafa might want a new goalkeeper as well. But again, I think, you know, in the reserves, I think he needs to go out on loan. He has even stated that in the summer to say that he's disappointed that he didn't go out on loan. He's currently sitting on the bench, but it's not too late. You know, he needs to go out on loan in January to try and realise his potential. I think with his quality, I think he needs to go to the Championship, maybe a middle-class Championship club, top 6, and to realise where he can be, because, you know, you look at his age now, he's at that point where he needs to be getting regular first-team football. You let me know your thoughts on Freddie Woodman, his future going forward with Newcastle, and your expectations of him as well. Now, we're going to look at the left back at Newcastle. So, again, Liam Gibson, he's another one who hasn't exactly had the best of seasons, but he's someone who has potential, someone who can push on. I think he needs a loan deal, but keep working hard with the reserves, you know, keep wanting to play football, because at the moment he's not going to be getting into Rafa Benitez's first team, because Rafa, again, has a few left backs at his disposal. Yes, we are struggling there, but Rafa will look at other left backs in the January to try and cover that position, as we've got a couple of injuries. But looking at his age as well, I think he needs to go out on loan to maybe League 1, League 2 club. Keep playing first team football to realise what it is to be a left back. Again, he's a future England international as well, so someone to watch out for. At right back, how do I change it? I've gone with Jamie Sterry, so we all know who Jamie Sterry is about. If you've been going to the games, you'll realise that he's had a couple of games with Rafa Benitez in the Championship, and he had a game as well recently in the League Cup against Nottingham Forest. He has got a mistake in him. I think he has had a couple of first team games, so that's positive for him, but I think really he needs to go out on loan to maybe a League 1, League 2 club, possibly a Championship club, to get more first team football, to realise his potential. I think playing in the reserves isn't the way forward for him. He's too good for the reserves in my opinion, but at the moment he's not going to break it to Rafa Benitez's team, but he has got potential. But I think a low deal would be the best thing to do for Jamie Sterry. So anyway, let's look at the centre backs. So I've gone with Curtis Good and Macaulay Gillespie. Now, let's talk about Macaulay Gillespie first. I think, again, he's another one who needs a loan deal. He's not exactly had the best of starts in the reserves. We're not really doing well this season in Premier League 2, which is the second division of the reserves. I think, again, he is a future England international. He's got potential. He just needs to play more games. Just keep working hard in the reserves, like I say, but keep banging on the door for loan spells, because, again, you just never know. If you do well on loan, you might get back into Rafa's team. Someone else might scout you as well, and if you want to be a big name, you just need to keep working hard. I think he has got potential, but for me, a loan deal would be the better option. You let me know in the comments. Also, Curtis Good. Now, this guy's been here for an absolute age. He's been here for the last 3 or 4 seasons, and he's still in the reserves. You know, I think by now, at his age, he should be in the first team. He should be playing regular games, but he just hasn't. He hasn't been good enough. He's had loan deals out with other clubs. It hasn't worked out for him. And I think for me, has he got a future at Newcastle? Well, I don't think he has, in my opinion. You let me know. You might disagree. If you do disagree, why? I think for me, in January, I think we'll have to cash in on him. Get him cash in him, and either do it in the summer, because I don't think he's got a future under Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez will also be looking at other centre-backs to fill in that position. And again, if you're not doing it in the reserves, then what chances he's got in the first team? Do you know what I mean? So I think he needs to do what he's doing at the moment, but find another club. At left mid, now I've gone with Ben Almonia. Now, this is a guy who was signed in the summer with real potential. You know, he's a YouTube sensation, should I say, with the tricks and skills. A guy with full potential. You know, he's doing all right this season in the reserves. He's not getting too many games, but he has got that trickery. He has got that know-how. I think if he wants to develop as a player, I think he needs to go out on loan. Try and go to another club, maybe with his potential, maybe League 2, non-league. I think that would be fair, because we don't know too much about him. He's a young lad, and if he keeps working hard in those sort of leagues, then he's going to maybe bang on the door for the reserves, then maybe get into Rafa Benitez's team. But at the moment, you know, he's only a young lad. I think we need to lay off him a little bit. Someone with real potential, someone who can really progress at Newcastle. And again, he's a talent, and he's someone who, with Peter Beardsley in charge, a legend at the club, he can teach him, and Rafa Benitez will give him a few skills as well, and a few tips and tricks and whatnot. And you let me know your thoughts about Almani, but he's definitely one for the future. Now, at right mid, I've gone with Dan Barlaser. Now, he was at centre back on last FIFA, but they've chosen to go to right mid. Now, he's a bit like Jamie Sterry. You've seen him a few times in the first team. He's not done too bad, but I think now he needs to go out on loan to maybe a Championship League 1 club, try and get more valuable experience. Because, you know, this lad has got potential. I've watched him. He looks decent. He looks solid. But he just lacks that little bit of first team experience. And if you've seen him, you know what I'm talking about. I think he's got that potential to progress. But as a player, he needs to realise that to get into Newcastle's first team, you're going to have to go out and loan, a bit like Freddie Woodman, a bit like Curtis Good. You know, they've tried, but just try harder, you know, work hard. And I'm not doubting this guy's potential. You know, I do want to see him in the first team eventually. But again, a loan deal would be the best option, as I've just changed the formation by mistake. Now, it's centre mid. I've gone with, again, Liam Smith. He's another one I think needs to go out on loan. That would probably help his potential. He's not exactly had the best of starts again in the reserves. A loan deal would help, you know, go to a League 1, League 2 club, get more valuable experience, then try and bang on the door. The Peter Beardsley, then if you do well in the reserves, then try and get in the Rafa's team. But he's not going to in the next couple of seasons, because again, Rafa Benitez is a manager with experience. He wants experienced players in the first team to try and progress Newcastle onto that next level. But I think if you look at the team as well, you look at them all at the moment, they have got potential, but it's just, yeah, if and when really. Now, I've gone with this Silver dude, I think you're all talking about. Now, Jack Colback, for me, he's been frozen out of the first team. It's not really working out for him at the moment. I don't think he's got a future at this football club. You know, he's gone from first team to reserves. He's not even cutting it at the reserve level. So I think for me, I don't think he's got a future at this football club. I think Rafa will get rid of him in January, either out on loan or sell him. If not, get rid of him in the summer, because to be honest, he's no good just rotting on the reserves. He's probably good enough for the Championship, but I just don't think he's good enough for our team. Sunderland fans will disagree. They'll probably take him back tomorrow, the way they're playing in the Championship. But I think for me, his time is definitely up at Newcastle. You let me know your thoughts on Jack Colback. Now, our two centre forwards are out on loan at the moment, so I'm going to have to change the forward line. So let's look at one of them, Adam Armstrong. We all know what he's about. He's a local lad. You know, we all want him to be the next number 9, but at the moment he's never had an opportunity. You know, by now he should be playing first team football. Again, is it Rafa Benitez? Is it, you know, the bad coaching of the reserves? That remains to be seen. Is it the clubs he's been at? You know, it's not quite worked out for him. We want him to get into that first team, but I think he needs to just score more goals really, because he's out on loan in the Championship, which is a division below us. He scored a goal for Bolton recently. I think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and he needs to have a really good season. Otherwise, I don't think his future is quite at Newcastle, because if he doesn't do it this season, then he's not going to get into Rafa Benitez's first team anytime soon. And if he doesn't do it, then he'll be out the door. But again, he's someone who I think has got potential, but he just needs to realise that. You let me know your thoughts on Adam Armstrong. Now, the last but not least, to complete this team, I've gone with Ivan Toney. Now, he's been here for about 2 or 3 seasons. We signed him originally from Coventry City. He's a young lad with potential. You know, he's doing all right. He was doing good last season at Shrewsbury. He's been at Northampton. He's now at Wigan. You know, the top of League One. He's banging in the goals. He's got potential. I've spoken to him personally. He works hard. But I think for me, he needs to score more goals. Keep scoring goals. Keep giving Rafa Benitez a bit of a headache, because if he continues to do well at Wigan and they get promoted, then he has to have a look in the summer. Because if Rafa Benitez does not choose him in the summer for the season after, then I don't think he's got a future at the football club. But I do think he's someone with real potential. He's got real skill. He's got a good attitude. And he's someone who I really wanted to see progress at Newcastle. It hasn't progressed as fast as I thought he would progress, but again, he's still got a good opportunity. You know, he's only a 64 rated, so he's only a young lad, and he's someone with potential, and he's someone who, with the right coach, he can get into the first team. Now, you let me know about this team that I've chosen. Are you happy with it? Do you think any of these have got real potential? I mean, I look at some of them. You've got Ivan Toney there, you've got El Marni, potentially Adam Armstrong, Barlaser, Jamie Sterry. You know, I wouldn't say Curtis Good, but I'd say more definitely Freddie Woodman, just you know, for someone who's going to look into the first team. And you let me know your thoughts on this team and who's got the potential and who hasn't, who's going to be leaving the club. And again, I know the video's dragged on a little bit, but this is just an idea of something I've come up with. And again, if you like the videos, if you like the FIFA videos, don't forget to drop a comment and let me know another idea, and I will do another video for FIFA. Something different on the channel, as it's the international break. But thank you very much for watching. Check all my links down below in the description for all of the social media and things like that. And thank you very much. How are the lads? I'll see you all later. Peace out.